Hello and welcome. In this video, I want to quickly talk about how to start working with the action in the MVC core project. So let's begin. First, we talked about the razor view and how we can work with it. In addition, we need to work with the action. What is the action? For better understanding, if I take a look inside this structure, as I mentioned, we have the controller, and the controller, based on the requested page, will select the appropriate view or the web page to send it to the user computer. So how the controller can identify this page and how the controller can identify which page to select. This is a really important question. Indeed, we have another really great and important part inside the controller that is responsible for connecting the controller to the appropriate view based on the requested page, and we call it the action. So the action is inside the controller. For better understanding, if I take a look over here, the action is the method inside the controller, and its name is similar to the view. Now, for better understanding, let's take a look at this example and the illustration. The action is the method inside the controller to find a specific views. Suppose this is my controller, the home controller or main controller, or one of these controllers. Is not important matter. For instance, suppose it is the home controller. Then we have some other views inside the home folder. And the question is how we can connect the home controller to these views. And the answer is the action. So if I take a look over here, the actions are inside the controller, and each action is the method. So the method inside the controller, and we call it the action. We can add one or more actions inside the controller. For instance, action 1, action 2, action 3. Each action is the method, and we need to add the name for each method, the index, about, and the cell. Also, we have some other views, view 1, view 2, and view 3. The first view is index.cshtml, about, then the cells. So we need to use the same name for the method inside the controller and also for the name of the view. Here I have the method or the action 1. Its name is index, exactly like this index. And also we have the about inside the controller. This is my second action or second method. And we have the same name over here, and it is the about.cshtml. This is my second view. Also we have the cells here and also here. In most of the cases we need to use the same name for the action and the view. Then the controller, when we want to load the index page, we'll get this and connect to the index.cshtml and send it to the user after adding the data and initializing it. So each controller has the actions inside it, and each action is the connector between the controller and the specific view. This is the overall structure of the action. But let's talk about it in the real world project. To do that, come over here, and if I take a look inside the auto-generated MVC project, over here I have the home controller. So this is my home controller, and also I have the home inside the views and the index page and the privacy page. So if I click on the home controller, inside it I have some class, and this is my namespace, then the class, and if I scroll down, this is my first action and the second action. So the action, as I mentioned, is the method for connecting the controller to the views. I have the public over here because it should be public. Then the return type. The return type is iActionResult. It is inside the Microsoft ASP.NET Core MVC. As I mentioned previously, the dependencies, expand list, and inside it I have the Microsoft ASP.NET Core and the app, and I have all of these classes and the DLLs to start working with them. Let's collapse that easily and quickly. Also, we have some other classes inside this one. Learning all of this is not important matter. I'm talking about this for your deeper understanding. So this is the return type, then the name. This is the index. As I mentioned previously, the name is exactly like the view name. This is the index, so this is the index in the controller. To do that, come over here, and if I take a look inside the home folder or the controller folder, I have the index.cshtml exactly like this name. For a better understanding, let's take a snapshot. Come over here, and this is my snapshot, and this is indeed. As you see over here, I have the index. You can see the index in the home and the controller. So this is my controller, and indeed this one, if I take a look, this is my controller, and inside it I have two actions. This is my first action, and the next one is the privacy. This is my second action, or action 2, action 1 and action 2. And the name of my action or the method is index. So this is the index. If I change the color, this is the index, and this is the privacy. And here inside the home folder or the controller folder, I have the index, exactly this one. So the index, and it is exactly like this name. Also, we have the next one, it's privacy, and this is the privacy, and here I have the privacy, exactly the same name. And don't forget, this is the normal creation of the actions, and also we can use another view based on this one, but it's not too common between the programmers. Also, you can use it, but most of the cases we have the same name for the action and the view over here. Now, if I take a look in the Visual Studio and hover on the iAction result one more time, it is inside this, and this is only the name, and also we have the view. So the view type is something like the iAction result. As the result, we're gonna return the view. Which view? The index view. Now, if I hover on the view is inside the controller, then the view. And the controller itself, if I hover at the top, this is the controller, and its name is home controller. Indeed, I'm over here. So if I hover on the controller, it is inside the Microsoft ASP.NET Core MVC.controller. And if I take a look on the view, it is inside the controller, then the view. And also, if I take a look at the top, I have some using or the imports to import the most common classes or the namespaces, something like the Microsoft ASP.NET Core MVC. And if I take a look, the Microsoft ASP.NET Core app, and if I expand that, I have the ASP.NET Core, and this is the MVC, this one, ASP.NET Core MVC. So to prevent repeating this inside the code, I can easily start using it at the top. Then we can easily skip this part of the code or the import and directly use the view inside it. Now let's come over here, and if I collapse this easily and quickly. Now we'll learn more about the actions and its duty inside the MVC project. Now let's run this project and see the result. To do that, let's select this. Don't forget to right click on it and set it as the startup project. If you do that, then the project name is bold over here. It means this project is a startup and I can easily start running the website. Now let's come over here and open up this. So I have the localhost and it is inside the index page. And if I click on the privacy, then the home is added over here, and also the privacy is added here. And for the home, I haven't anything here because it is the home page or the main page. So we can easily skip this part. And if I click on the privacy, then everything is done. Now this is my web server or the website address, then the controller, then the action. We have something like this in the Microsoft website. Let's come over here and open up the Microsoft. So we have the similar matter over here, the website address, then the controller, then the action over here. You know what? I'm not sure the Microsoft is using the MVC technology. I just want to show the better example over here for a deeper understanding. So if the technology of the Microsoft is the MVC, then this is the controller name and this is the action name. So let's come over here and come to this one. For better understanding, let's select all of this and make a snapshot over here. Come to this one. Now if I take a look at the top, let's zoom in. Great. At the top I have the address. You can see it over here, or the website address, or the URL, or the website name. And this is the website address. Then I have the home over here. It is the controller. And finally, I have the action over here. This is the action. And great. So we have the action, then the home. Now, if I put this in the address bar and press the enter, the .NET Core will select the home controller, then the privacy inside it. Indeed, if I come over here, this is my controller, and inside it, I have the privacy. So the privacy is selected, then the privacy will connect the controller to the privacy HTML, and indeed this one. Then this web page will be loaded, and the result is something like this over here, the privacy policy. Also, if you click on the home, then the index will be loaded. I can see it over here because this is the default home page. So we have something like this. The index will be loaded, and this index will be loaded. Then the action will connect the controller to the index and to this web page. And we have the same results over here, the welcome. So this is the structure of the action and its duty. So what about the next step? In the next step, I'm going to show you how to start adding your own action to the project, indeed to this one. Then start running the website for the first time. It's time consuming, so let's talk about it in the upcoming tutorial. Thanks for your time. Welcome back. In this video, I want to talk about how to easily create our first action in the controller. So let's again. Firstly, we talked about the structure of the action and its duty. Now it's time to use it in the actual project. It's really simple. As I mentioned previously, it is only the simple and straightforward method with the iAction result return type. And most of the cases, the name should be like the view. So this is the index, this is the index, also privacy and privacy. Let's do it. Come over here and open up my project. This is my auto-generated MVC project and the new project, my MVC. So here I have the home controller. Suppose I want to work with the home controller. Also, you can work with the main, no worries. So you can do it easily. Now let's select the home controller, and inside it I have the index action that is automatically added. You can start working with it. But let's delete that and start adding the new one from scratch for deeper understanding. Currently, I have the home controller over here, the folder, then about the customers and the index. You need to add up to 3 actions for these views. 1 action for each view. So let's come over here and start working with the index. Inside the controller class, exactly between this, I can easily start over here and say, for instance, the public, then the return type. It should be the iAction results. Also, we can use other return types. Later, I'll talk about the string return value. Then the name. The name should be exactly like this. So I can come over here and copy this and paste over here. Don't forget to add the parentheses and the curly braces over here. So it's done and everything is ready to write the return value. Here I can see the auto suggestion by the Visual Studio, return the view. You can press the tab or you can write it manually, return, then the view, and everything is completed successfully. Now I have the public index method. Its return type is iAction results, and I can return the view. Which view? The index view. And for the next one, I need to repeat these steps. So I can copy this and paste over here for faster results. And this is the next one. The next one is customers or about. The exact name, uppercase A, B, O, U, T, about. And the next one, if I take a look, is the customers. So I can come over here and copy and paste over here for faster results. Now I have up to 3 actions for the existing views over here. Now let's run the project and see the result. Come over here. Before doing anything, select the project itself, right click on it and set it as the startup project. So it is bold, it means this is the default project. And here I have the server, and I can easily select the case role or the iOS experts. You are completely free. Let's select that. And also the browser is the Google Chrome, or you can select another browser. Let's run and let's see the result. Wow, what happened? I can see the correct results, the hello world. Why I can't see my appropriate and my desired result? Because we need to consider another step, and it is the routing. As I mentioned previously, the routing is responsible to get the request from the user, then run the appropriate controller. But currently we didn't assign any routing. It means we can see the results up to now. Talking about the routing is time consuming, so let's talk about it in the upcoming tutorial. And also sometimes it's really great idea before running the project and the website, right click on that and rebuild the project to be sure everything is compiled and built in the correct order. Okay, excellent. I enjoyed a lot. Now it's time to go ahead and start creating your first actions, and let's stay with me with my amazing upcoming tutorial about the routing. Thanks for your time.